I'm Emily, I'm the co-founder of POW and Ali's daughter.
And I am Ali, and I'm the founder of POW Food.
POW's it's a sustainable, nutrition-focused corporate catering company. We specialise in daily catering for hedge funds and banking world, and then we also have a new sustainable ready meal range. We deliver nationwide to consumers and businesses, and that goes hand in hand with packages such as our Empower package, which is basically motivating employees at home to take a lunch break, eat well with a POW ready meal, and have an exercise class in the day, whether that be a brain or body exercise class. We have mindful exercises and then more physical kind of, high intensity ones.
I would say that it's all about obviously the best versions. Out there are incredibly popular things that absolutely everybody eats, and often they're extremely unhealthy. So what POW organises, they make those the best that they can be, and it's actually called obviously the best versions, and a few options.
So things like
chicken satay as an example, nut free.
Things like a classic cottage pie, but it's made with, obviously we're really focused on responsible sourcing, supporting family farms that are local, so using like high grade produce for the meat, made well, no additives, really careful with salt and things like that, but not like discounting on taste at all. And then the mash will be like a beautiful creamy mash, but it's going to be made with cauliflower and Maris pie potatoes, so you can't tell. There's actually lower GI. It's great for like sustaining energy in the afternoon because it's easier to digest. You're getting in more veggies, so it's a best version classic that everyone loves.
And almost everybody will have at lunchtime, as an example, they will have the fast carbs, and if you're eating fast carbs, you can literally sleep afterwards, or almost sleep. You know, your eyes are going, and certainly everything is slowing down.
So it's things like refined.
So it's pasta, it's obviously the white rice, it's obviously all of actually
like an easy hand food sandwich, an easy go-to, but you don't feel great after it.
All of it is fast carbs, and everybody eats it on a daily basis.
I mean, other sort of like, obviously we want people to, it's all about like delicious food that you don't need to feel guilty eating. So we do like some amazing brownies, which are really Moorish, delicious, but they're made with a gluten-free organic flour. They're made with no refined sugars. And then we enhance it. We've got the chia seeds in them, and we use MCT oil. So it's energizing, doesn't give you a slump. It's a really nice, like, guilt-free sweet kick. So there's stuff like that.
Absolutely. It's a case of exactly. It's obviously COVID started at obviously the start of COVID. Now at that stage it went incredibly well for about 3 months, and then of course absolutely everyone's at home and making meals for themselves, and so the whole market fell away. Last month, or perhaps slightly longer, everybody started to go back to work, which means that they don't have the time. They were walking downstairs into the sitting room and at work, walking upstairs, and they were, but now they have to get out of the house, they have to be showered, they have to do the makeup, get dressed, out of the house, all the way back, and therefore that's at least a couple of hours a day out of their day, which means that everybody needs those meals again.
Ready meals were developed over, so initial inspiration, they were completely different then, and then we used that period to develop them. Like the consumer purchases were quite organic because we were just selling them to companies as well to feed employees at home. And now we've decided to do a campaign focused at consumers, which is the first time ever.
I would say that at the moment they're all stars, aren't they? Because we've literally gone through them so thoroughly, tried, tested, and everything up there.
I mean, I'd say
the 5 best sellers,
because we've just introduced another 8 meals. We've got a range of 18 now. Best sellers, so we've got I'd say the salmon teriyaki with a mushroom brown rice and veggies. Our lamb kofta
is a very, very big seller.
And then the cottage pies and the
chicken
vegan
curry.
Cottage pie, chicken tikka. It's banging.
Chicken tikka is probably right up there. Because in fact, everybody loves it.
So we've got plant-based fish and meat options, and so it's something for everyone, and so it's going well.
I would say that, I mean, after the startup, it was extremely hard work. It was very hard work in order to find an investor to invest in corporate healthy food, because it was completely new. It was hardly ever around. Strange, because it's all over the place now. But at the time, it was not important. They were very happy having actually the biscuits and the wraps and the crisps every day. They'd always had it. They're very happy with it. Who would want to change it? And therefore, it was incredibly tough. That there was a stage that we really thought that we weren't actually going to get it off the ground. But we did. Once we did, it was all
Just
up.
having that persistence, because
You know,
the cash flow at the beginning is difficult.
And then learning how to make our offering more attractive to obviously the corporate market. Speaking in a language that they would understand, because they were quite happy how they were, but they really had to understand that they could really help their workforce if they're eating well. Now after COVID, interestingly enough, everybody is extremely educated in it.
Yeah, it's completely
They understand
shifted.
it and they want it. They're
about-
asking for it. They're hunting
Because it's
for
about
it.
it's workplace wellness, it's ESG
Yeah.
factors.
Yeah.
And it's completely now we're completely in line with their agenda, whereas initially it wasn't part of the agenda.
It's literally gone like that, but it was very hard work 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Pushing it like the beginning of a market kind of shift.
That was tough.
Winning awards has been highs, and the healthiest caterer award with the London Enterprise, and then also we'll be scaling up our kitchen spaces and units over the last couple of years, three
Finding
times.
amazing staff, because it's all about your staff. We've hired some really fabulous staff.
Closing
Some
contracts.
Extremely good, very, very good contracts. Lots of highs, I would say.
You kind of look back and it's pinch yourself moments, because at your time you just don't think you're going to get somewhere, and actually you were like, wow, I can't believe we got here a year later. Corporate side of things, we had leads, and we were starting up with new clients before COVID that dispersed suddenly, and they're all coming back into play, so that's exciting. So it's amping that up again, making new client relations and following those leads, and then doing our first B2C campaign and pushing that. So we're working with some great agencies, have more creative license with it, because it's consumer focused, which is very exciting.
Campaign.
Focusing on getting the ready meals out there for consumers, and then creating new kind of client relations in the corporate world. Learning how you complement each other, I think, and figuring the roles.
It is a respect issue. It's having to understand and respect what that other person can actually do.
Bring to the table.
That you can't.
Yeah, we've really established that. I think we complement. I mean, Ali brings a wealth of experience that I've learn from every day, and wouldn't be able to have that with a lot of partners. Whereas I bring kind of knowledge around where the world's going, and the new kind of very
absolutely
tech focused.
Exactly, and
where the world is now.
Everything Emily has, I can't actually do. There is a respect. If there isn't a respect there, then I think that it would start to fail.
It's having persistent drive, empathy for
absolutely.
Your employees, imagination, clear goals for everyone to work towards, and knowing what they're part of, because they become a family and a community. So
very, very much.
We work very closely independently, but then we have to communicate where we're at and where we're going with the teams.
But I would say that the main thing that you have to have is stamina. You have to have the stamina, even if you're exhausted, even if you think it's failing. Carry on going, you get up and you carry on as if it's working.
Resilience, hope, drive, communication.
I would say that it's extremely close to my home, it's extremely handy. Secondly, they take dogs, which is absolutely amazing for me. And yes, here he is down here. And thirdly, I think that after working from home for such a long time, it's great having an atmosphere around other people who are working.
I mean, it's having a different environment, being able to go out, leave the home to work, meeting, connecting with people again, having something on your doorstep.
Right, okay, so I'm going to ask you some fun, fast fire questions. There you go. Emily, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Ali, train or plane?
Plane.
Emily, Mayfair or Shoreditch?
Mayfair.
Definitely.
Mayfair, okay. Emily, Google or Zoom?
Google.
Okay. Ali, same? Google or Zoom? Neither.
Hang out.
Neither. To be really honest, I'd much rather have an upfront meeting with a human being.
Ali, Mexican or Italian?
Italian.
Emily, cat or dog?
Dog.
Obviously. Ali, pancake or waffle?
Pancake.
Okay.
Has to be gluten-free.
Emily, city or countryside?
Oh gosh, both. City. No, I like the countryside.
Countryside, actually.
Escape, yeah.
Leaning towards that now in my old age, but it's always been the city.
That is it. That's the wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you.